Alright. So, ituloy na natin yung continuation nito nung ating part 1. Okay, ng discussion natin about the bonds payable. And dito nga sa problem na to, sa part 1, continuation, term bonds pa rin yung pag-uusapan natin. So, review lang muna tayo. Okay? Bakit nga yung mga companies or mga corporation ay nag-obtain ng bonds? Okay? Kasi isa yun sa mga way para maka-obtain sila ng capital. Aside dun sa mga nakukuha nilang capitalization or financing from the shareholders or investors. So, itong mga bondholders, these are considered as investors in, but of course, they are called bondholders because they are expecting interest and then the repayment of the principal amount na inutang, of course, ng corporation or ng business. Diba? And then, napag-usapan din natin dito yung bond issuance na pwedeng mangyari is at face amount. Ibig sabihin, yung face amount o kung magkano yung naandun sa agreement at saka kung magkano talaga yung actual mong natanggap, equal lang. Doon naman sa at premium, mas malaki yung natanggap mong cash kaysa doon sa kung magkano lang yung naandun sa agreement. So example, natanggap mo is more than 1 million pero naandun sa usapan 1 million lang. And then yung sinasabi naman natin at discount, of course, kabaliktaran. Mas maliit yung tinanggap mo o yung proceeds kaysa doon sa face amount o yung value na naandun sa agreement natin. Diba? So pinag-usapan din natin dito yung effective rate at saka yung nominal rate. Nominal rate, yung rate na nakastate dun sa agreement or sa bond indenture na babayaran mo, bond issuer dun sa mga bondholders. And then yung effective rate naman, of course, ito yung ina-account nila yung compounding. Diba? So for example, hindi annual o di semi-annual ang payment, which is may encounter natin dito sa problem na to. Diba? Tinitake consideration nila yung compounding of interest. Yan. Okay, so yun yung pinagkaiba ng effective at saka nominal rate. So, sabi nga natin, kapag ang face amount at saka ang proceeds ay magkatulad, therefore, effective rate is equal to nominal rate. However, if it is at premium, ibig sabihin, mas mababa ang effective rate kaysa kay nominal rate. While at discount, mas mataas naman si effective rate kaysa kay nominal rate. So, yun yung mga napag-aralan natin. Ngayon, ikutuloy na natin yung application natin ng ating concept dito sa problem solving. So dito sa problem solving natin, part 2, okay. Ang pag-uusapan natin dito ay bonds issued at premium on the interest date. So within the interest date, walang accrual na nangyari. 'Di ba? Saktuhan yung period. Kaya walang accrual. Okay. And then of course, sabi nga natin dito, at premium, therefore mas malaki na tanggap mo. Okay? So basahin muna natin yung requirement. Sabi dito, i-determine daw natin kung magkano yung bond issue price. Of course, i-expect mo yung bond issue price, mas malaki talaga kasi at premium ito. And then yung interest expense for 2018 and 2019. And then, how much is the carrying value of the bonds on December 31, 2019? Oops. Supposed deducted date 2018 and 2019. Ayan. So, basahin na natin yung problem. Hashirama Corporation, assuming ikaw si Hashirama Corporation, was authorized by the Board of Directors to issue 1 million. So ito yung face amount. Diba? 1 million, 5 years, so duration ng maturity. Okay, 5-year bonds dated on June 30, 2018. Okay, so June 30, 2018 nagsimula yung issuance. With the stated interest rate of magkano daw? 10%. So ito yung nominal rate natin. Interest on the bonds is payable, so babantayan mo to, hindi annually, kundi semi-annual. Okay, ibig sabihin, 2 beses sa isang taon kang magbabayad ng interest. At tuwing kailan daw yung bayaran? Tuwing June 30 at saka December 31. Okay, the company uses the effective interest method. The bonds were sold to yield 8%. So kung mapapansin mo, ang effective rate natin is 8%, which is lower than the nominal rate na 10%. Kaya nga ito ay at premium. Diba? Yan. So at premium tayo dito. So mas malaki matatanggap mo. So dito pa lang sa question, alam mo na kaagad na itong bond issue price, mas malaki talaga yung magiging bond issue price natin. Kasi kita mo pa lang sa rate, isa sa mga indicator na kaagad yon. Diba? Tatandaan mo yan ha, effective rate is less than the nominal rate at premium ito. Mayroon ka ng clue na mas malaki yung bond issue price na makakompute mo. Okay, simulan na natin. So, dito, binigay na sa atin yung present value of 1 using the 4%. So, magtataka ka, saan galing itong 4% na ito? And then, saan din ang galing itong 10 periods na ito? At saka itong mga, yan. Okay? Paliwanag natin. Okay? Di ba, ang given sa ating effective interest rate, okay, or effective rate is 8%. Dahil nga ito'y semi-annual, so we have to divide it by 2 para maging 4% siya. Okay? While the number of periods, di ba, 5 years, pero dahil nga siya ay semi-annual, so i-multiply natin by 2, kaya siya magiging 10 periods. Okay? Yung 5 years natin, dahil semi-annual siya, 10 periods ang gagamitin natin. Therefore, kapag nag-compute ka na using the effective interest rate ng present value, dapat ang mangyayari dyan, 1 plus 4% raised to negative 10. Yan. Ngayon, kapag annuity naman, annuity of 1, present value of annuity of 1 for interest payment, 1 plus 4%. Okay. Yan. Okay. At 4%. Yan. Kaya kung ito yung gagamitin mo, ito yung makukuha mong effective, present value factor. Yan. Okay, so sa requirement number 1, ano ang magkano ang bond issue price as of December 30, 2018? So ngayon, dahil nga ang payment ng principal ay one time lang at babayaran lang siya at the end of the 5th year. Okay, so present value of 1 lang yung gagamitin natin sa kanya. Present value factor of 1 or present value of 1 factor. So 1 million multiplied by, yan, ito. Okay, so we have 675,600 pesos. While the interest, dahil nga siya ay semi-annual, okay, so paano? 1 million multiplied by, ito naman, present value of annuity of 1 factor, which is 405,545 yung lumabas sa atin. So adding these two, we have the total bond issue price or the total present value of 1,081,145. Compared mo sa face amount na 1 million. Diba? So mas malaki ito. Therefore, ito ay at premium. Ba't ba hindi maganda sulat natin dito? Sana naiintindihan niya. Okay? Yan. So, answer for number 1 requirement is the total issue price as of June 30, 2018 is 1,081,145. Okay? Requirement number 2, ano ang hinihingi? Interest expense as of 2018 at saka interest expense as of 2019. Sa puntong ito, medyo tinamad talaga ako mag-type. So, credit na lang dun sa book ni Sir Asuncion, Nina, and Escala dahil kinrap ko talaga itong portion na ito. Tinatamad talaga ako mag-type ng tawag dito, amortization table. Okay. But of course, yung mga sumunod, sinipag na ako. So, huwag kayong mag-alala. Okay. So, pakita natin. Ayan. So, for requirements 2 and 3, okay, gagamit tayo ng amortization table. And then, of course, dahil first view nga ito, okay, assumption natin first view ito, ipapakita natin itong kung paano ba ito kinumpute yung amortization table. So, sige. Nasaan ba tayo? Ayan. Itong 1,081,145 or 1,081,145, di ba ito yung na-compute nating bond issue price? Yan, sa recording natin. Di ba? As of June 30, 2018, na-compute natin sa requirement 1. Ngayon, saan ba sir nanggaling itong mga 50,000 na yan? Eh di ba, ang ating amount ng bond natin is, face amount natin is 1 million multiplied by magkano yung nominal rate? 10%. Diba? That's 100,000. Okay. Dahil semi-annual, so divide natin sa 2. 50,000 kada 6 months. So doon ang galing itong yan. Okay. 50,000. Kung mapapansin mo, every 6 months yung pagbabayad niya. Yan talaga yung actual na binabayaran mo, okay, ng corporation doon sa mga bond holder. Okay. Ay sir, saan naman nanggaling itong 43 na to? Okay, yan yung 43 na yan. Minultiply yan dun sa effective rate na magkano ano natin? 8%? Tama ba? Check nga natin. Tayo nagkakamali. Okay, so 1,081,145 times 8% na divided by ito. So 4%. Kasi semi-annual nga pala. Okay. Yan. So may eraser natin. Oops. Yan. Natin. Yan. Semi-annual. So 4% yung gagamitin natin. Yan. Okay. So i-multiply natin itong present value, yung bond issue price for the interest expense computation ng 4%. Ito kasi at ano ito 5% or 10%, 'di ba? 5%. Kalahati kasi. Yan. 'Di ba? So, to get the premium amortization, so 50,000 minus or less 43,246 na compute natin, we have 6,754 pesos. So, ang aim natin dito sa amortization table, since magkano ba ang face amount? Di ba 1 million? Okay, kung mapapansin mo, dito sa kahuli-hulihang part, nasa na ba yung ating, sorry, yan, 1 million amount. Ang aim natin, okay, at the end of the period or 5 years, dapat maging face amount siya. Okay? Kaya ang nangyari dito, so the difference between the interest payment and interest expense, which is the premium amortization, we have to deduct it from the bond issue price recognized noong June 30, 2018. Kaya siya naging 1,074,391. Okay? And then, same procedure lang din yung gagawin mo dun sa kasunod. So ito, 1,074,391, multiply mo lang din ng 4% para makuha mo itong 42,000. Ito naman, fixed amount niya kasi di ba every 6 months magbabayad ka naman talaga ng 50,000 or annual, which is 100,000. Yan. So again, ganun din, i-deduct mo. So the difference would be premium amortization, deduction na naman dito, kaya naging 1,067 and so on and so forth. Yan. Hanggang sa makarating tayo dun sa face amount natin na 1 million. Yan. So that's how we compute for the amortization table para din sa mga nalilito pa rin. Okay, so dahil meron na tayong guide na amortization table, pwede na tayong mag-compute ng requirement 2 and 3. So anong requirement sa 2? Compute for the interest expense as of 2018 at saka interest expense as of 2019. So kung makikita mo rito, we have an interest expense already, okay, nung 2018, which is 43,246. Kitang-kita mo naman na sa table. Therefore, ilalagay mo na lang doon. Yan. We have 43,246. Murahin muna natin itong mga pampagulo dito. Ayan. And then, pinapakompute din naman sa iyo magkano ang interest expense as of 2019. So, since dalawang period yun, kasi semi-annual, so, ano gagawin natin? Yung from January 1, 2019 to June 30, 2019, we have 42,976. Ito yun, di ba? Yan. And then yung interest expense for the remaining 6 months, which is July 1 to December 31, yan. Yan. So adding this to 42,976 at saka 42,695, we have 85,671. So that's the total interest expense as of December 31, 2019. Yan. So nasagot na natin yung requirement 2. Punta naman tayo dun sa requirement 3, which is pinapakompute sa atin how much is the carrying value as of December 31, 2018 at saka December 31, 2019. Padali na kasi titingnan na lang natin dito sa amortization table. So kung mapapansin mo, as of 12/31/2018, yan, di ba? Ito na yon. And then, 1,067,000. Bakit 061 ito? Sorry, tama. Okay, tama. 061. Yan. Okay. So, ganun kadali kapag meron tayong aid, of course, ng amortization table. Ang medyo magawa lang talaga ito, no? Pero kung syempre kung gumagamit ka ng financial calculator, which is hindi rin naman kasi allowed siya sa CPA board examination at regular calculator lang ang pinapagamit, okay, talaga mamanu-manuhin mo. Yan. So may technique din naman kung paano yung mabilis sa pagko-compute nitong amortization table. Pwede niya rin ma-discover kung paano yung mabilis na technique. But of course, sa pinapakita natin dito, yung how to prepare the amortization table that will aid you in the computation of the interest expense, bond issue price, and of course, the carrying value or net carrying value as of the end of the reporting period. Okay? So yan ha. Hope malinaw ito. Portion na yan. Kasunod, of course, papakita natin yung journal entry. Yan. So kung mapapansin mo, to record nung June 30, 2018, you received the cash of magkano? 1,081,145. Of course, the bonds payable amount would be the face value amount, which is 1 million, and any difference is considered premium and bonds payable. And then, as of December 31, 2018, nagbayad siya ng, to record the interest payment. May mali dito. The interest payment. Tama. Okay. So, to record the interest payment as of December 31, di ba, yung 50,000 pesos. So, 1 million face amount multiplied by 10% interest. So, supposedly it's 100,000 but 6 months lang yung pinakonsider natin dito. Kaya divided by 6, times 6 divided by 12. Okay. So, the interest expense or interest payment natin is 50,000 pesos. Okay. So, debit interest expense, credit cash. And then, number 3, to record the premium amortization. So we have to amortize, okay, based dito sa amortization table natin. Pansinin mo, may amortization, di ba? How much is that? 6,754. Yan. So, kailangan kasi ma-zero out din si premium and bonds payable. Dahil nga, di ba, from premium amount going to face amount of 1 million. Therefore, kailangan talaga may deduct natin siya from premium amount going to 1 million. So, ma-zero out dapat ito. At the end of the 5th year, si premium and bonds payable dapat ma-zero out. So, since naka-credit siya, we have to debit it with the amount of 6,754 as amortization and then credit to interest expense. Okay, kaya kung mapapansin mo, dito, 50,000, di ba? Ayan. And then we credit 6,754. Yan. So lalabas ang interest expense natin dyan, itong amount na to. Kasi itong interest payment siya. Okay? Yan. And then, after doing the recording, so at the end of the reporting period, which is December 31, 2018, how do we present the amount? Yan. So sa statement of financial position, makikita mo lang siya sa non-current liability section. Why? Wala siyang current portion. Why? Kasi nga, di ba, payable at the end of the 5th year yung principal amount. Therefore, long-term liability talaga ito. And then, how to present? 1,074,391. Saan ang galing yan? Di ba? Ito siya. As of December 31, 2018. Yan. Ito yan. Okay. And then the statement of comprehensive income, how much is the interest expense? Ito yung amount. Saan ang galing yan? Makikita mo rin dito sa amortization table, di ba? 43,246. Okay? And then, And then, of course, the presentation sa notes of the financial statement. How much is the bonds payable? Sabi nga natin, di ba? At face amount, okay, add any premium. So the net carrying value is 1,074,391. Ayan, tie up naman siya. Kasi syempre ito presented at the statement of in the statement of financial position, and ito naman net carrying value yung makikita natin sa notes. Di ba? Yung breakdown niya. Yan. Ito, di ba ina-amortize ko? So pababa to ng pababa hanggang sa ma-zero out yan. Kaya at the end of the 5th year, okay, ito zero out na. Ito dahil babayaran mo, zero out na. Kaya wala na rin settlement value na, non-carrying value niya. Okay, zero na rin kung binayaran. Kaya kung hindi pa binabayaran, pero ito zero out na siya. So magiging 1 million face amount. And then after settlement, then zero out. Okay? So, let's go to, dahil ito'y premium, so problem number 3, expect mo discount. Okay? So, ganun din. Ang problem is just that binago lang yung effective rate. Ginawa siya dito sa case na to, oops, sorry, naroon tayo, 12%. So, kanina kasi ginamit 8%. Okay, so same question, how much is the bond issue price? How much is the interest expense for 2018 and 2019? And then the carrying value, gawin natin itong 2018, typographical error, 2018 at saka 2019. Okay, but the amount authorized to issue is 1 million, 5 years din siya, and then 10% din yung nominal rate, and then semi-annual din ang binigay sa atin. So, let's go to the computation. Ngayon, kung mapapansin mo, okay, wait lang ha, kung mapapansin mo, the effective rate, okay, which is 12%, is greater than the nominal rate na 10%. So, anong indication nito? Meron tayong tinatawag na discount. Okay, at dahil may discount, ang ine-expect mo na bond issue ay less than 1 million talaga. Okay? Yan. So meron ka ng clue na ang mako-compute mo ay dapat less than 1 million. Kaya kung hindi ka pa nga nagko-compute, pag tingin mo pa lang sa problem, sa multiple choice, okay, at may nakita ka more than 1 million, pero nakita mo na kaagad na yung effective rate ay mas mataas kaysa kay nominal rate, okay, without other factors, kung ganito lang kasimple yung problem, okay, pwede ka na mag-eliminate agad doon sa multiple choice, yung mga matataas sa 1 million face amount. Okay, pwede mo na rin i-eliminate yung at face amount na 1 million kasi isasama rin yan, for example, sa multiple choice. So, tanggalin mo na rin siya. O, di ba? Kaya kung nakita mo sa multiple choice, isang mababang bond issue price, mas mababa siya kaysa sa face amount na 1 million. And then si letter B at face amount na 1 million. And then yung letter C and letter D ay mas mataas kaysa kay face amount na 1 million. Anong gagawin mo? You don't need to compute. Isagot mo na kaagad si letter A dahil dito pa lang sa concept na alam natin na kapag ang effective rate is greater than the nominal rate, okay, it is at discounted issue price. Yan. So hindi ka na napagod, ha? Mag-compute ng kung ano-ano. Unless nga, pinapakompute sa iyo yung interest expense. So yun talaga. Magko-compute ka talaga din doon ng amortization. Gagawa ka ng amortization table para ma-compute din. To guide you in computing the interest expense and the carrying value. And of course, yung bond issue price na rin. Okay? I hope malinaw yun, ha? Yung sinasabi natin, tip natin. Okay, let's proceed. Yan. Again, magtataka ka na naman, saan ang galing yung 6% at saka 10 periods? Diba? 12%, magkano ang effective rate? 12%. Dahil semi-annual nga, we have to divide it by 2 para maging 6% ang gagamitin natin. And then the periods ay 5 years. Dahil semi-annual, multiply natin ng 2. Okay. Therefore, 10 periods ang mangyayari. And kung paano ito na-compute, the present value of 1 factor at saka present value of annuity of 1 factor, again, ang gagamitin mo, 1 point, diretso na natin na 1 plus 6%, okay, raised to negative 10. Okay, isa naman, 1 plus okay. So, since dito ay given, wala ka ng problema. Okay, pero kung gusto mo ma-compute, check mo lang using this formula. Okay, ng present value factor or present value of 1 factor at saka present value of annuity of 1 factor. Kailan ginagamit ang present value of 1 factor? Kapag one-time payment. Kapag naman annual, the annuity due yung gagamit, or annuity due, sorry, present value of 1 annuity. Of an annuity of 1 ang gagamit. Okay, so, ayan. Again, applying yung present value factor, principal amount multiplied by the PV of 1 factor, 558,400. And then yung interest, 1 million, para merong kinulang dito. Dapat kailangan natin dito ng Sorry. Yes, 10%. Baka. Tsaka muna natin. 1 million times 10%. Divided by. Okay. So, 5% kasi semi-annual. Okay. Parang doon sa problem kanina, hindi ko yata nalagyan dito ng 5%. So, pakilagyan mo na lang. Sorry ha. Okay. Hindi natin na-type. Anyway, ayan. 368,005. Okay, 368,005. So the total issue price yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, mas mababa talaga siya kasi nga at discount. So 926,045 bond issue price. Pag kasi nagkamali ka dito at gumawa ka ng amortization table at ito'y mali, mali na lahat yung kukumpitin mo. Landslide effect talaga siya. Kaya dapat dito pa lang, tama ka na kaagad sa initial measurement. Okay? Katulad ng halimbawa, carelessness. Hindi mo napansin na semi-annual ang nakalagay sa problem. Tapos annual ang naging treatment mo. Ay wala na yun. Dire-diretso na siya. Okay na magmamali sa amortization table. Okay, kaya be very careful. Minsan kasi ang kinakabagsak dito hindi yung alam mo naman talaga kung paano i-solve. Talaga lang careless ka o masyado ka na-excite. Diba? Read the details talaga. Okay, but of course, sabi nga natin kapag mga long problems, read the requirement first and then para at least ikakaroon ka na ng clue kung ano nga hanapin mo mga figures dun sa problem. Meron kasi dun sometimes mga included pero hindi naman dapat. Kaya kasi pag binasa mo muna yung problem, particularly long problem yan, hindi mo alam kung ano agad ang requirements. At least kapag nabasa mo na yung requirements, alam mo na kung ano yung mga pipick upin mo dun sa problem natin. Particularly nga, sabi ko nga kung long problem yan, mas effective yung pagbabasa muna ng nire-require ng problem. Okay, so nakumpita natin yung for number 1. Let's go to, ayan, sinipag ako. Kaya gumawa ako ng amortization table. Okay, so hindi natin sa Excel ginawa. Dito natin ginawa, diretso na. Okay, so, ayan nga, gagamitin natin yung 926,045 amount. Yan. Okay, again, alam mo na kung paano na-compute si 50,000. Diba? 1 million times 5%. Kasi semi-annual. Diba? And, ayun, 1 million times 1%. Okay. And then, saan to na-compute? 55,000. Diba? Multiply natin ng 6% na effective rate. Semi-annual, kaya 6% yung ginamit natin. Of course, i-double check natin. Baka tayo nagkakamali. Diba? Ayan. Tama tayo. 6%. And then, of course, diba, the difference between the two, yan, which is 5,580 for discount amortization. Kung mapapansin mo, dun sa premium, dinideduct dito, ina-add back. Why? Again, sabi ko nga sa'yo, diba, ang bottom line, kailangan maparating mo yan sa face amount na 1 million. Kasi yun naman talaga yung babayaran mo at the end of the 5th year. Okay? Discounted value ito. So, ang aim mo, mapapunta mo siya to 1M. So, any discount amortization should be added back. Or should be added dun sa amount to hit the amount of 1 million at the end of 5th year. Yan. Yung kasi nalilito pa talaga dito sa amortization table. Sir, bakit ba dinaan? Sir, bakit ba dinidiscount? Ito na lang ang tandaan mo. Basta at the end of the maturity period, kung magkano lang talaga yung bonds payable or which is the face amount, dapat maging ganun yung amount niya para hindi ka guided. Kasi baka mamaya, minimemorize mo yung amortization table, hindi mo naman pala alam ang concept or logic, bakit siya ina-add or dinideduct. Yan. So, yun yung explanation ha. Huwag mong nakalimutan. Okay, so masasagot na natin yung requirement number 2, which is how much is the interest expense as of 12/31/2018? Saan nanggaling yung ito? Siyempre, sa amortization table natin. Interest expense. And then, 2019, pinag-add lang yung semi-annual lang 2019, di ba? First 6 months and then the next 6 months. Saan nanggaling? Ito. Okay? So, for 2019, a total of interest expense natin 112,194. Okay, and then let's go to computation of the carrying amount. So, itong 931,989 at saka ito, okay, saan mo makikita? Ito siya. Diba? Yan. Okay. So, malinaw, di ba? Kita-kita na sa amortization table. Kaya dapat talaga tama yung pagkagawa natin ito. Okay? First, journal entry, wag natin kakalimutan. So, as of June 30, 2018, magkano lang ang na-receive mong cash? 926,405 lang kasi nga discounted. The bonds payable at 1 million, don't forget that. And then any difference is considered as discount on bonds payable. Okay? And then, December 31, 2018, of course, di ba? 1 million times 10% dahil 6 months lang. Diba? So 5% lang yun technically. Yeah, 50,000. Tulad din nung kanina. Okay, and then of course, dito, we have to debit the interest expense amortization ng discount on bonds payable. Okay? So, kung kukumpitin kung magkano ang interest expense, di ba? 50,000 plus 5,584 na mape-present natin sa statement of comprehensive income. So, pakita nga natin yung presentation. Ayan. Again, saan i-present? Non-current liability section. Bakit? Ang settlement ng principal at the end of 5th year pa eh. So, lahat yon considered as non-current. Walang current portion. Okay? So, 931,989. Saan ang galing? Tingnan nga natin ulit. Ayan. Ito yun. As of December 31, 2018. Okay? And then, interest expense, sabi nga natin, yung interest payment na 50,000 plus yung amortization na 584. Makikita mo rin naman yan sa amortization table. And then, anong treatment again sa bakit ito yung premium? Dapat discount. Hindi na nababago. Okay. So, 1 million plus, okay, bakit plus? Deduct. Hindi nag-edit. Sorry po. Okay. So, 68,011, the net carrying value is 931,989. Yan. So, ito, masisira out to pagdating ng ika-5th year. Di ba? Para maging 1 million na lang yung face amount settlement. And then, of course, pag binayaran, magiging 0 na rin yung ating bonds payable. Okay? So, ito ang mga simple problems lang, di ba? To guide you, okay, para masundan nyo rin kung paano gumawa ng amortization table, anong treatment natin kapag at premium at discount. Ngayon, dito sa problem na to, ito kasi ay on interest date. Di ba? So, yung computation on interest date. Doon sa susunod natin sa part 2, magdi-discuss na tayo din about ng serial bonds and then term bonds na in between interest date ang example. Okay, ito kasi simple problem pa to kasi on interest rate. Para lang at least maintindihan mo. Okay, so we're now down for the end of discussion na natin. And I hope marami kang natutunan dito sa portion na to. 'Di ba? Yung ating foundation muna ang ini-establish natin. Okay? And then thank you very much for listening and hantayin mo yung part 2 of discussion para at least masundan mo yung topic about bonds payable. Kasunod nating topic is about notes payable naman. So i-acknowledge lang natin of course yung ating mga kinunan ng ating references, si Sir Milan, si Sir Walix, and then of course Sir Asuncion, Sir Nina, at saka si Sir Escala. And then of course for the photos, we obtained that from the google.com. Okay, yan. Thank you very much and happy learning.